Got 55 videos so far. I want to get 100, so it's not that many more. You know, it's a lot of work, guys. I really put in a lot of work, but I think it's worth it, you know. I really feel that you guys are liking everything that I do, and I do feel that when you have what I've got in terms of your ability to perform and your look and all that, I think it's important that you have a responsibility to entertain fully and really entertain with your whole heart into it, with a whole passion, with whole love into it, and really just get really into there, right? And I do feel, you know, that maybe other people look the same way as me, and they, you know, being in, like, I mean, for me, like, I really think, you know, my entertaining is really good because I do it on the spot, it's improv, and so I have time to do a lot more. I do first takes, I don't do any extra takes, I really just do one take, and I do a lot of videos, which is really nice. But you see someone, you know, they do maybe a movie a year, or maybe 4 movies a year, and it's only like a 2-hour video, but when you see their work that they put into that movie, it's a lot more work than what I'm doing. You know, I'm just making quick one-time videos, doing them on the spot. But I do feel, you know, that some of my videos are better than those people. You know, sometimes I can do, like, I learn a dance thing or whatever very quickly. So, like, I did the Blossom theme cover before for a friend at work, and he was really nice, and he's a really good guy, he's really great. And so I did this theme cover for Blossom, and it was really nice. It was really, really good. So I really liked it. And so what happened was, I rehearsed like 2 days or 1 day or something, and then I got into it and I got really into it. So I really liked it. I almost rehearsed only like 1 day almost. I think it was like I basically looked at the video while I had it on the screen and copied her exactly from that moment. And that video was very good. And hopefully it'll go viral eventually. But it's really, really good. I'm doing the Blossom thing, and I'm in really good shape at that time. Like it was when I was maybe 2 years ago or 1 year ago or something. I'm like in amazing shape, right? So I'm doing very, very good. And so, you know, I really feel that that's important, darling. I really feel that having a way to make your performance look flawless in just a short amount of rehearsal time, if any, and just doing a good job. You know, I really think that a lot of entertainers don't really get into there, don't really get into the performance aspects, you know. And, you know, there's a lot of good entertainers out there for sure. But I mean, it really, like I heard on Wendy Williams that Hollywood is a small community. It really is very small. You think that there's so many people there, but, you know, it's crazy because there's like, you can listen to a song all the time and there's a brand new song, but you have to remember that the amount of people that are in Hollywood compared to the rest of society is a lot smaller, like very, very small, very tiny. And so, you know, when you see that, you're thinking, you know, they don't let anybody in. They really don't let anybody in. But I really feel that I will get in there, darling. I will get in there, darling. I'll drill a hole into Hollywood, darling, to get into the bottom of the Hollywood, to get onto the top of Hollywood, darling. No, I really feel that I'm going to get into Hollywood because I do feel that it's important that you really believe in yourself. You know, and I think I'm very good looking. I love how I look for sure. And so, you know, I think that that's going to help me tremendously. I think it's really helpful. You know, it's important to recognize your assets and what you bring to the table. Now, when people say I look like Teresa Giudice, or they say I look like Courtney Love, or they say I look like Madonna, or they say I look like Anna Paquin, or they say Marco looks like John Cena. I did a celebrity contest or whatever. Not a contest, but just like a celebrity look-alike thing. And they said I look like John Cena, or they said I look like Brad Pitt. And then I had other people say, you know, that I look like Robert Downey Jr. all the time. You know, these people make tons of money because they're performers. So that means that even though I'm a very different performer than all of them, and I do what I do, my magic is my magic, and I do what I do, you know, I'm going to be famous too. You know, it's obvious. It's very obvious to me. But, you know, the whole thing about fame and all that, you really have to work very hard, and you really have to be someone that doesn't give up, right? Like, there were many times where people said I couldn't do it, or I couldn't do this, or I couldn't do that, or they make negative comments. And, you know, you have to really ignore that, right? Because it really isn't going to help you. I watched the Kris Jenner video where she was talking about how her daughters and her basically ignore the negative comments on social media because, first of all, they're not where they are. How are they going to know what life is going to be like for them? But you have to ignore those comments, right? Because really, and it's not a big deal. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes you want to engage. Most of the time I don't engage. I know they don't want to be disturbed because they're not making a very positive comment. But you want to be able to be like separate from that. You want to know that, hey, my work is important for the people that like it and the fans that like it, right? So you want to make sure that that's a statement that goes out to people, that people really know that you are basically looking out for their best interest by performing positivity and positive things. Anyway, I do feel that it's important to give life, before social media, we never had these things, right? And I lived in a time where you never had all these criticisms and nobody said anything negative about you. And so when you all of a sudden on TikTok and YouTube in your 40s and you're getting these negative comments, you're just like, well, that's foreign to me. I never had that before. I don't feel connected to that. I don't feel like it's really a negative thing to get a negative comment from someone you have no idea who it is, right? And you have to remember, like, there are some people that commit suicide or that unalive themselves based on these comments. Like, you have to see the person. Like, if somebody's making a negative comment about you and you look at them and you're like, that's what they look like, and you're just like, well, I look like this. Or, not to say that being good looking is the only thing. And everybody's beautiful, don't get me wrong. Even haters that make negative comments because they're jealous, they're beautiful too, right? But, when you see someone that says something negative and you're just like, sometimes you see the comment and it's just like a resounding, oh my God, this is really stuck in my head, or this and that, which usually doesn't happen for me. But let's say a comment is really resounding for me. I see it and I'm like, my God, it's really serious and it's really bad. But then you think to yourself, like, who's actually saying the comment on the other end? Who's actually doing it? And what purpose do they have? Is it because their channel's floundering? Is it because they feel like they're not happy? Is it because they have a mental illness or they're depressed or whatever? Is it because they don't have any money and they want to blame you? We have to remember that social media is existing for everyone that has access to the internet. So everyone that can make a negative comment will, right? So if they're making negative comments, let's say somebody's really, really poor and they can only afford to go on the internet at the library or something, they're not going to be too happy seeing someone that has a million different outfits performing like crazy, even though I'm very poor, but I'm able to buy these outfits at least. They're not going to be happy, they're cheap outfits, they're not expensive, but I have them in storage in other facilities, but most of them. But anyway, when you see that, you're thinking, my God, this person is like totally living it up. And maybe their channel, maybe they can have a channel, maybe they're able to have a channel, but they can't have as many outfits, It really makes a difference having all these outfits that I perform with, It really makes a difference to have a million different outfits. I don't have a million, but I have a lot of outfits and I have a lot of looks. So people might be like, well, you're doing very, very well because you have this look, or you have this, or you have that. But part of it is you earn your way to the top. And by spending money on things like this outfit is so cute, and these shoes, and this hair, and the makeup, it's part of it is very much like a very, trendy thing where you're just going to have to do it because it helps your channel, yet there are some people that would be very upset. But remember, guys, if you are looking at, like I said, like you look at these comments, some of these comments are very detrimental. You're like, oh my God, this is very serious. I can't believe they just said this to me. It's horrible. I feel so bad. But you have to remember, look at the person in the channel, like look at the person that's making the comment. If they have 5 subscribers and they don't have a picture and they're a private account, maybe they had a channel before but they got made fun of, so they gave up. And maybe they're good but they gave up, right? So remember, if you're a hater out there and you're making negative comments, instead of doing that, why not make a channel and you know that you make negative comments and you know that it doesn't matter to the person that you're telling it to because they're confident. So if you're the same way and you do videos and you're confident and you don't worry about the negative comments that they're making, then you can be the same as me. Anyway, totally enjoy. Bye now. Thanks, guys. Bye. I love my haters too because they're going through stuff and I don't want to bother them. I don't want to make them feel upset. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye now.